All right.
We are live.
All right, welcome. I'll call the regular meeting of North Whatcom Fire District 21 to order. It's October 20th and it is 11 a.m. If we could start with the Pledge of Allegiance, if Mr. Crawford would be so kind to lead us in that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Matt, I wasn't able to get to the makeup artist, so you're just going to have to deal with me.
It's all right. I appreciate it.
All right, roll call is next. I'm Bruce Ansel.
John Crawford.
Scott Fisher.
Kimberly McMurray.
Matt Rigberg.
Jason Vanderbeek.
Sean Ward.
All right, thank you. I'd like to welcome our newly appointed board member, Matt Rigberg. Thank you so much for volunteering. I'm assuming that you're learning a whole bunch of stuff you didn't know before and have a ton more to go. If you wouldn't mind, just give us a Reader's Digest version of how you got here, and this will be your last chance to sell yourself.
Sure. Matt Rigberg. I am a 20-year retired police officer out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Spent 14 of those years in supervision. Had anywhere from a group of 10 decentralized officers overseeing 2 school districts and 40,000 some odd students and staff, down to being an administrative sergeant with administrative peer oversight for officer performance and productivity, as well as mentoring peer sergeants. Before that, I owned a small business for just under 9 years. Moved out here full-time when I retired in July of this year. Had bought our house a couple years prior, and have seen a tremendous need in the community for enhanced support and involvement with community service for emergency services, police and fire, and developed an interest early on, and saw an opportunity to work with the committee here, and started doing some research and reached out and talked to different people about what I could do to be involved and help out. And I guess that's the Reader's Digest version, is sitting here at the table now.
Well, welcome. We're going to have to get a pair of scissors and cut your tie off, but
It's a clip on. I can just pull it down. And
oh, okay. All right. All right. Thank you. I'm sure we've got plenty of things for you to do in the near future.
Excellent.
Public comment. My understanding is there is none.
No public comment.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and move into the Volunteer Pension Board meeting. I'll call that to order at 11:03 a.m. We are in the same time zone here too now, aren't we? Approval of the September 15 minutes is our first order of business. Is there a motion to approve said minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. And then volunteer separation, Chief, what do we got?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chet Renskers, who's been a tender group volunteer for 12 years, is having to retire for medical reasons. And so we'd like to request to separate him. He will be presented with a plaque at a tender group training. So he'll be commemorated in front of his peers.
Very good. All right. Well, I hope his medical condition isn't too serious, but so we'll need a motion to separate Chet Renskers from the department. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Just like to thank him for his time and service here to the district. That's certainly a group of individuals that are important to our operations. So all in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Any other action for the Volunteer Pension Board, Chief?
No, sir.
All right, so I will move to adjourn the Volunteer Pension Board at 11:05. If there's a second, we can move forward with that.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Back to the regular Board of Commissioners meeting, and our first order is the approval of the consent agenda, which includes the meeting minutes of September 7 and 15. It has the staff reports, the financial reports, the voucher, and payroll benefits. And I will read those numbers into the record. The total revenue from September was $899,050.96. Total expenditures in October, $949,985.63. Direct deposit payroll, $414,189.83. Payroll taxes, $99,079.99. Benefits voucher, $301,023. Monthly expenditure voucher, $118,035.57. Capital projects apparatus, $5,212.71. Capital projects voucher, $12,467.30. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, questions, comments? And again, for Matt's benefit, we do this to kind of help speed the process. You have an opportunity to review that whole packet and that information. But if any board member has a question or a comment or wants something to be discussed in more detail, we can remove that from the consent agenda and address it separately. And I guess for future reference, if when you get that packet and you have a specific question, either forward it to me and the chief, i.e. say, hey, chief, I saw something in your report. What was this about? Or to try not to catch anybody off guard at these meetings so that they have time to prepare and provide a good researched answer if it's needed. Sometimes we'll get a voucher or something that just doesn't make sense, and we want more information about that. That's certainly something that could be at least questioned of the chief before the meeting, and if he can answer it appropriately, then if we need to, we can just state that in the regular meeting that it was looked into and this is what happened. So I don't know if you currently have any questions or concerns, but that's where we're at.
Thanks. I don't have any questions.
All right. So no discussion. Anybody have any discussion issues for that? Okay. All in favor of the consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Commissioner meeting reports. I know Kimberly went to a city council meeting at least once.
I've actually been to a couple of them since our last meeting.
Good.
There's still a lot of the same. They want to do a downtown revitalization and the building projects that we went to that Horizon open house, and just a lot going on in Blaine right now and Birch Bay. Their biggest thing was new ballistics gear for their police department, shields and helmets, and also there was an all mayors meeting, and I forwarded to you guys a letter that they sent in support of the EMS levy.
All right. Very good. And I assume you'll continue to follow that. And I understand that, Matt, you had a planning meeting that got canceled. Is that correct?
Correct.
Was it rescheduled, or is there?
I'm assuming it's rescheduled. I don't know. Can't give you that info right now.
Okay. Mr. Crawford, was there anything from you?
No, I think you and Kim went to the All County, correct?
We did. Yeah. Was that this cycle? Was that after our
Yeah.
last meeting?
Correct.
Okay. I guess we could maybe let the chief summarize that one, since they had to deal with support for the EMS levy and where we were going and how aggressive we were going to get, et cetera.
Yes, well, you pretty much summarized it right there. It was just basically a meeting of chiefs and commissioners talking about support of the levy, or, do we support the levy jointly or not? And then a writing campaign was started, and several chiefs and a commissioner got together, wrote a letter. It's been released in the Linden Tribune. It's been sent to other media as a joint statement by the chiefs and commissioners of Whatcom County. So that's what
Did that get in the Bellingham Herald at all or not?
I haven't seen it in the Bellingham Herald.
Okay. And for the rest of the board's information, Chief Vanderveen had a huge part in crafting that letter on behalf of the chiefs and fire commissioners. So thank you for the time and effort that you spent. I thought the message was pretty clear and well stated. And again, thank you for doing that.
Very well done.
Did we have any negotiation meetings? I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember at what point we
did. I can't tell you what day it was.
20th of September, I guess, was our kickoff meeting. And then we had another meeting that was going to happen and got canceled. So basically, we've had our first meeting, and we're about 2/3 of the way through the articles at this point. And I'm not at liberty to tell you all the gory details yet. So Chief Ralston is handling that for us. And are we still on for the 25th, Chief?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's a travel day for me. I'll talk with Chief Ralston probably sometime today and just see where we're at. And I'll certainly probably be available by phone if something comes up, but I don't want to cancel another meeting.
Right.
If that makes sense to you. Anyone else got anything on commissioner reports? Okay, so local 106, I understand they're busy working and aren't in the audience today. Chief, do you have anything from them?
Yeah, they just texted me and said, can you please report that they're excited to get new people on the floor, and that they're referencing the 4 recruits that graduate from the academy on November 4th, and that they're currently in the middle of contract negotiations, which you just mentioned. So
Okay.
That's their report.
All right, thanks. Move on to unfinished business, District 4 update. You had a meeting, what, Monday?
Yes, at a District 4 Commissioner meeting Monday, and then I've met with Commissioner Cooley actually this morning. I've written a narrative for the outreach. It's going slower than I expected because everything goes slower than I expect. And it's just packaging. How do we, what I sent to Commissioner Cooley to kind of chew up and spit back at me is what kind of the summary of the outreach. And the plan is that it will be myself and Chief Hewitt from the city of Bellingham and a District 4 commissioner. And I'm going to tell them how the District 21 vision of District 4, or their position, our current position on District 4, that they contract with us, that their income is not, it doesn't appear to be sufficient to pay what it costs to staff their station under our collective bargaining agreement and what we our maintenance program. Then Chief Hewitt is going to give them the same thing. There's about $500,000 difference, maybe a little bit more, maybe closer to $750,000 difference between what we can afford to do it for and what the city of Bellingham can. And what we're trying to do is paint a picture that District 4, the citizens of District 4, are going to have to choose whether they want to reduce their level of service to what they can afford, or do they want to increase their levy rate. They told us twice now that they don't want to increase their levy rate. I don't know that we painted a honest enough picture of what service looks like at the continued level levy rate that they have today. And that's what this speaking tour is hoping to accomplish. And
Just-
that they get it from both the current contractor and who they think might come rescue them. And the mayor and Chief Hewitt are pretty clear on what Bellingham can and will not be able to afford. So the citizens are going to have to make a choice. It's in researching this paper that I wrote, I went back to Bill Cushman's, some of his numbers. And this actually applies for District 21 as well. But you might remember, I don't have it on this computer, but you might remember some graphs he made, some charts he made about the levy rate degrading and what years it might degrade to. Our current levy rate, District 21 is at $1.02, is what he projected our levy rate to be in 2027 with no action. So the economy and everything has catapulted so high that we skipped 6 years, essentially, so 5-6 years in what normal conservative finance outlook would bring. So we too are getting close to having to do the levy rate, go to the voters again. I've been looking at next door quite a bit, both in the District 4 area and our area, and it's kind of ugly. You see some of that. There's a lot of questions. There's confusion as to what now there's an EMS levy on the ballot, and people are referencing the District 21 levy, and it's so confusing, and I'm not sure how in a rural county to get the message out. But things are,
This is how they do it in Arizona.
yeah.
Those are on every major street corner in North Tucson.
So
Just
it's
saying.
So that's where we're at with District 4. They know they talked at their meeting about replying to the November 1st deadline. That's something that Mark Land and I are going to work on next week at the Commissioners Conference. Help writing that rebuttal letter to District 21, or not rebuttal, but an acknowledgement. They did go on record and say they acknowledged the letter that you sent, the District 21 sent, and that they have some big decisions to make. I can tell you, if you go back and review the District 4 meeting, they understand that they are between a rock and a hard place.
So, Chief, you had recommended that we do this in 6-month increments, and probably rightly so now, because we are running out of time and running out of good options to solve this problem. And I don't know that a year is going to make it any better. I think that we should include this discussion in our budget meeting that we are going to try to plan for the week of November 7th. We really need to address this topic as a budget item, because if we can't afford to provide the service, then we need to withdraw from that contract. And I said I'd never leave District 4 citizens hanging, but they've been asked twice to sort of help get themselves out of this predicament, and they've chosen not to. Our constituents in District 21 cannot fund their deficit.
By law,
One, it's not morally correct, but I think legally we can't. So we, doing our due diligence, need to look very carefully at our budget and say, if we can't do this, then we are going to have to sever that agreement.
correct.
Are they gonna be part of the budget meeting? Their commissioners?
You can
They,
invite them.
they have been in the past. They certainly should be invited.
Yeah, I think so.
At least one of them.
Yeah, at least one of them.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any secrets here. The numbers are the numbers. We're not making this stuff up. So
It's not. And that, again, that budget will come with deferred maintenance. You know, it's a bare bones budget. And,
right.
yeah, we're kicking the can down the road. Or I should say they are kicking the can down the road with some pretty expensive maintenance projects. It's preliminarily, I think it's going to be a stretch for them to make it next year.
Chief, I'm new, so I
Absolutely. No, any questions?
I don't know much about the budget there. However, I'm just wondering about the reduction in services that you had mentioned, if like we have a drop down of what that looks like. What services are we talking about? And then in terms of delayed maintenance projects, are we creating liability or is liability being taken on with the reduction of maintenance services or delays in it?
I'll speak to the last part of your question first.
Okay.
I don't believe that we are creating any liability. The station, it's just protracted maintenance. The station needed to be painted years ago,
Okay.
and the paint has degraded to the point, and the siding has really degraded to the point that it almost needs to be replaced. And that's the recommendation we've been getting from multiple painters, that this thing needs to be resided. It was sided with cedar 20 plus years ago.
Okay.
The station won awards when it was built. It was built to win awards and all this stuff. It's not a station I would build personally, but it's very pretty and it fits the aesthetic of the neighborhood very well. It's expensive. It's going to be a $500,000 project to do that. It is, but the bones of the station, the roof, the ventilation system, the HVAC, those things work as they should. They're not presenting any health or safety issues to our firefighters.
Okay.
The station has what we call a point capture system. We're collecting the exhaust at the point of ignition, driving out, it's being expelled. So it's not an old station that's, we're not seeing a breakout of cancer rates at that station, anything like that. So liability wise, I don't see it. It's not going to crumble. It's not going to, I don't see an issue. The problem, the reduction in services, that is a huge headache. Currently, North Whatcom, District 4, and the City of Bellingham have an interlocal agreement that allows for automatic aid. And it's like for like services. So we recognize a 3-person engine company is what we staff with. And that allows District 4 to be a party to this automatic aid agreement. Yesterday was a perfect example. We had a fire on North Shore Drive, which is a bit down in District 4. It's quite a ways outside of the city. The only North Whatcom unit that was there was Engine 12 and a couple of administrative staff, the chief and I and the training captain. The rest were Bellingham firefighters. It took an aggressive attack to save this $2 million plus home. And it was all done because of the auto aid agreement. In the old days, 10 years ago, you might have had 2 engines show up, and the second one would be engine 69 from the Laurel area, which is about 20 minutes away. So the ILA is a good thing for fire protection. In District 4 needs it and relies on it to get a full complement of firefighters there to deal with emergencies. If we reduce staff, we're no longer, District 4 is really no longer a party to the ILA. They're not contributing like for like with the city of Bellingham or with North Whatcom. And I could see the city of Bellingham saying, well, if you're not going to provide a 3-man engine company, a 3-person engine company, or a 3-person aid car that can interchangeably run calls, and they do run a lot of calls in the city of Bellingham. It's not even. Now, what District 4 gets out of that is increased ambulance revenue. So it inflates their budget by being party to the ILA and running calls in the city of Bellingham. They get transport revenue. There's quite a bit of benefits. They get this increased fire response, but it does. We have to be equals in this. That's the way the automatic aid agreement is written. And if we drop District 4, District 4 chooses to drop its level of service, it's not an equal, and it puts that reciprocal agreement for services at risk. And then they're down to, so say we reduce staff to 2, which I don't want to do, it's not safe. Now you have 2 firefighters on duty in the entire district, and there's no automatically Bellingham Fire or North Whatcom. Well, North Whatcom would still come, but Bellingham Fire is not going to automatically respond. We would have to ask for them. And then there's sometimes in bigger departments, you have a bureaucracy. When you ask, it takes a while to get authorization for those resources to be released. That's the risk of changing the level of service.
That's perfect for your traveling roadshow when you deal with District 4.
Practice.
Sounds like it.
And Chief, would I be out of line to say that we would probably get some serious pushback from labor if we tried to run them as a 2-person company?
I would be shocked if we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, and as a former firefighter, I would be somewhat very disappointed if we even proposed that. It is not safe. It's shown in industry standard. I would not want to be responsible for putting our people on a 2-person engine company and saying, cover District 4.
Bruce, why would we put out a 2-person unit then? Why would that even be on the table?
That's what, if we're talking affordability and saying, okay, we'll still provide your service, but we have to do it at a reduced staffing level. Versus
That's unsafe?
Right. So we would just say, we can't do it. We can't do it with our service model. And I mean, sorry, a lot of people would argue that 3-person isn't enough, but it is what it is, and that's all we can afford. But to go to 2 would be putting I believe it would be putting our people at risk, and I don't want to do that.
Agree. And what benefits does the 3-person out of District 4 provide? And we're talking about mutual aid. So how often are those services utilized by Bellingham, by us?
It's by Bellingham, it's utilized quite often.
Right.
By us, fairly often.
And we're already at almost a 50% dual run rate.
We are District 4, depending on the month. Some months they run higher into Bellingham.
Right.
Some months they run higher into District 4 in North Whatcom. It's
So backing out of that agreement would be remarkably detrimental to us.
It would be mostly detrimental to us. It would be detrimental to Bellingham as well. They do not want to see us back out of that.
Yeah.
They do recognize a certain benefit. I'll run the risk of getting beat up by Chief Hewitt. This auto aid agreement keeps them from having to open an entire station, which them
Makes
opening
sense.
another station triggers multiple other things in their organization that would need to happen, an expansion of battalion chiefs, another ladder truck. Opening another station for them is the city wants to do whatever it can I believe, to keep from opening another station, not Chief Hewitt, the city.
Okay. Thank you for your clarification. I appreciate that.
All right, so we're awaiting a response. We gave them a request November 1st deadline to hear back from them as to what their thoughts are. And we'll see where that goes. And then in November, we can discuss this a little more thoroughly under the budget topic. WSRB, anything new there, Chief?
We've been trading emails back and forth. They're looking for a few more things. I've got a few more things to get them, and we should be wrapped up.
Any
No insight.
good answer.
Hey, it's understandable.
BLS reimbursement. That was on, off, on, delayed, reformatted. I heard if we got it by Thanksgiving, that would be pretty
Are we
amazing.
supposed to have it already?
Well, then the executive changed his mind and kicked it out, and then they kicked it back, and then I think they asked for more vouchers or justifications, and then it's got to go through the finance department. Yeah, it's bureaucracy at its finest. Chief, I'll let you fill in any blanks.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I left it on the agenda.
So it's being held hostage by the county exec, is what you're saying?
I don't know that for a fact. I know that I have approved.
Well, Kim just shook her head yes, so.
Just the fire chief, sir.
Okay.
Very mad.
I know they sent me mock-ups of what I was supposed to sign. I approved them, sent them back, and no fire chief I know has heard anything. So.
Stay tuned. It's just money sitting in a bank somewhere, but I'll move on. Any other unfinished business from anyone, or Jenny, am I missing anything? All right, new business resolution 2022-10 surplus computer equipment. I don't have that resolution up in front of me right now. Otherwise, I'd have to log out of Zoom. And so maybe if someone could read the title to that for me, if there's any brief description.
I've got it pulled up. If it's appropriate, I can read it.
That'd be fine. Yep.
So it's before you is resolution 2022-10. It's a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Whatcom County Fire Protection District 21 declaring that the following computer and IT related equipment surplus.
You don't have to read all the stuff.
There's an exhibit A attached behind it. It's in your board packets.
It's in the packet for everyone to review, or should have been reviewed.
And then do I need to read the resolved part of it as well?
No, I just, for the record, just that it's surplus electronic computer equipment, and we want to surplus it per our normal process. If anything has value, we would try to sell it. Otherwise, we would dispose of it in the most appropriate manner. So I would need a motion to approve resolution 2022-10.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Oh, my favorite resolutions, 2022-11 cancellation of a warrant. Chief, please read for us what this is about.
This is to cancel warrant number 32925 dated 7/21/22 made out to vendor 13,872, which is motor trucks, in the amount of $1,849.55.
What was that for? Do we know?
It was for work completed at motor trucks.
So this is a maintenance issue. This is a maintenance thing.
Maintenance, yeah,
Okay.
vehicle maintenance.
And
Bruce,
hang on.
you know,
I just want to know, did they get their money? Are we
Check
still waiting to?
has been reissued, yes.
Okay. Mr. Crawford.
so, when I came on here in 16, we were dealing with these and we were talking about getting everything taken care of electronically. That was
Yep.
like 3 fire chiefs ago. And here we are still doing warrants. And I'm wondering, are we going to move everything electronically, or are we going to be, this should be a goal that we're no longer canceling.
We actually, at our last meeting, we directed the fire chief to move us to electronic payments. And I believe that process is in motion, and chief will give us an
Letters been
update.
sent out to all our vendors. We're getting all the numbers put into the system, and it's in progress. That's all.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. So I need a motion to approve resolution 2022-11 to cancel a warrant that we know has our vendor got their money, but we have to cancel this warrant to stay within our legal requirements.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? You know how passionate a few of us are about this, chief, and I appreciate the fact that we are now moving forward to helping resolve it. All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Thank you. Budget study session dates. That was for the week of November 7, I believe.
Yes.
So go ahead.
I was going to say the afternoon of the 8th is out. We're not able to do.
It's election day, isn't it?
It is. We figured you'd all be down at the polls voting, so we take that one.
Do we want to try a weekend morning, afternoon, or?
I think staff wanted it during the week, didn't they?
If it works.
You got a holiday in that week with Veterans Day on the 11th.
I'm not available on Monday.
Well, that cuts down to the 9th or 10th.
You're not available on Monday.
Gonna be in
Canadian
Seattle. No, gonna be in Seattle.
Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday's a holiday. How about 9 or 10 for people? I'm good
9.
either day.
Either day, the earlier the better.
Yeah, me too.
John?
The 9th or the 10th, sometime after 10, between 10 and say 1:30.
You can't do mornings. Correct.
Yeah, I can be anywhere after 10.
Okay. Scott, 9 or 10 work for you?
Whatever. I'll be there.
You don't have any scheduling conflicts right now.
Not right now
Okay.
that I know of.
So Matt, is 10 o'clock too late for you, or?
What's the duration?
Well, it's a budget study session, so I'm
Right.
going to expect no more than 3 hours.
I'll be amenable to the needs of the group here, so I'll work with whatever is presented.
Is there any sort of preliminary stuff that we could do if we started a little earlier without John and our?
I can send out a proposed budget in the kind of the simplified form, and that way you could generate questions, why this increase, why that increase. And that way we could probably save some time there.
But I'm saying if we were to start the meeting early in person, and then John could join us, or are we going to be hit the ground running? And
I'm actually not sure what you're asking. Sorry. Having a hard time.
okay, John can't be there till 10. Can you be there at 10, John?
Yeah. 10
I mean,
o'clock
if we
works.
started the meeting at 9:30 and got all the pleasantries out of the way, would that be an issue? Or I'm just trying to,
Yeah, I get done at about 9:15, 9:20, depending on the day and time and what's involved. But I can be just about anywhere at 10 o'clock, if that helps.
all right.
Yeah, why don't we do 9:30? That way we can get the stuff out of the way and be ready for the meat of it when Commissioner Crawford gets here.
On the 9th?
Yes.
On the 9th, works for me.
We meet here or
Yep.
at 72?
Here.
Okay.
We're gonna meet at your house.
You want-
No,
All right, November 9th. Let me get this in my. All right, 9:30, November 9th, station 61. And we'll invite D4 board.
Correct. And we'll invite the local as well.
Yes. Well, I was just wondering if, we can give Chief Ralston an update as needed, or we could invite him one way or another.
Okay.
Would anyone have any objection to Chief Ralston attending this? I mean, it's an open public meeting. He can attend if he wants. But I would send it out to him just because he's negotiating the next 3 years of the contract, and it would be nice that he knows what the current budget numbers are. If anyone has any comments to that or objections. Like I said, it's an open public meeting, so he can come if he wants. I would just thought it would be nice to extend the invitation. State Fire Marshal's Office support request. We had a lot of information attached in our packet regarding this. I guess it has to do with sort of funding mechanisms, and I'll let you sort of explain the gory details here, Chief.
The State Fire Marshal's office sent out these. They're asking for letters of support. Some increases in the distribution of funds to the state budget to the fire marshal's office for that affects firefighter training. And one of them, the first one, is a 10% increase in the distribution of state fire insurance premium tax to go from 20 to 30%. So it's not an increase to the people; it's just an increase in the distribution of the tax to the state fire marshal's office as it pertains to training. It would allow them to do more outreach programs, bring some equipment to two departments, which we've actually been a beneficiary of lately. The second one is for them to do some capital increases that would allow them to increase their regional delivery program of their training. So currently, like I said, they'll bring out training props to us, or they'll conduct classes. They'll bring it to District 1, or they'll bring a class here, and then it will increase they state it will increase their ability to do that. Because these were tax-related things, I wasn't comfortable just signing off on them. I wanted to bring them before the board and get at least an advisory vote to me that, yes, Chief, if you feel like these are reasonable asks. Once again, this all is within the state budget. It doesn't increase anything to our taxpayers. It's tax funds that are already there. They're just asking that they be reallocated towards the fire service.
So no cost to us in any way, shape, or form. It's just asking them to share the wealth a little bit. Where does that money go? Is it going to the general fund or what?
From what I can read, it goes to the general fund. Yes.
All right.
When you say
So
Some of it goes into their admin because they want to hire a couple of people.
It goes into their admin, but also the state fire tax. It just goes into the general fund, and then they fight. The state fire marshal's office has to fight for a piece of the pie, just like everybody else. So when I guess when I say reallocate, I don't know that that's the right word. 20 currently in the state fire tax, 20% of it is put towards education, and they're asking that allocation be increased to 30%. That 30% of the taxes collected would come in towards the regional delivery program and education, basic firefighter education.
Okay.
So that would benefit rural counties such as ours.
So you're just asking for our approval for you to go ahead and write a letter in support.
Correct.
All right. So I guess we can just sort of, I don't know if we need to do it in the form of a motion. Sure, let's do a motion. I'll move that the fire chief be authorized to provide a letter of support to the state fire marshal's office to improve funding for training in their budget process.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. All right. Thank you, Chief. Any other new business? Correspondence. Stuff was in your packet. I don't, again, have it in front of me. Is there anything? We had the letter that went into the Linden Tribune. We had our newsletter. We had a thank you note from one of our other commissioner candidates. What am I missing?
Hey, kudos to Mike Nelson on this next door thing.
Exactly
as
what I was
well.
gonna say.
I thought that was.
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job of
providing
stating
the information.
the facts, but also referring people to the fire chief. Chief, have you gotten anybody contact you?
Zero.
Yeah, see, that's,
They
I
stated
love this.
here like a couple, 3 times. Contact my fire chief. Contact
Yeah,
my fire
people
chief.
come up with all these opinions and knowledge about the fire district, and they say, well, if you have any questions and you want the real facts, call the fire department, and no one does. So it's just like, Matt, we're going to put you in charge of that.
Sounds wonderful.
You're going to be our new PR guy.
I look forward to the challenge.
There you go. All right. Well, yes, that was nice. That at least there's some discussion going on. It was interesting how much disinformation was out there, i.e., like, I didn't know we were going to do anything with the Simiam station. Where did that come from? And I'm like, boy, I think I remember reading it on several different places, but anyway. All right. Announcements, board meeting attendance on November 17th. Is everyone's calendar clear for that? Same time, same place, 11 o'clock, station 61.
I'm good.
Yep.
Okay. And we had a baby girl arrive to one of our firefighters, the first firefighter delivery in North Whatcom, and everyone's doing good. Any other comments? I know that Haley was instrumental in working some light duty for us in the admin office. And I think if you read the newsletter, you kind of got the story behind all that. I will say, as a plug for one of my former co-workers, unfortunately she has died of cancer, probably duty related, but Jeanette Wolseth was the first professional firefighter in the state of Washington, and I worked with her very closely. So that opened the doors for people like Haley and the rest of the female firefighters in the state of Washington. So, agenda items for next meeting. I guess we'll continue with the D4 update, WSRB, PLS reimbursement. What else we got going on next month?
We need
Are we gonna have to do a budget, the 1%?
Yep, a public hearing for the 1% increase. And
Okay.
levy certification is due by November 30th. So the inflator this year was like 6%, so we don't need to do the special needs resolution.
Gotcha. Oh, because if it's less than what, we
Less than
have to
1%.
do it?
Less than 1% special needs. So
Yeah, all right.
sneaked by.
Yeah, just barely. Okay. Anything else anyone have for next meeting, agenda issues, items? Okay. We have a need for an executive session for 2 issues. One is per RCW 42.30.140 subsection 4 subsection A. That is for collective bargaining sessions with employee organizations, including contract negotiations, grievance meetings, and discussions relating to the interpretation or application of a labor agreement, or that portion of a meeting during which the governing body is planning or adopting the strategy or position to be taken by the governing body during the course of any collective bargaining, professional negotiations, or grievance or mediation proceedings, or reviewing the proposals made in the negotiations or proceedings while in progress. Number 2 is per RCW 42.30.110 subsection G, to evaluate the qualifications of an applicant for public employment or to review the performance of a public employee. And I believe we have before us Division Chief of Operations job description and recommendation. Is that correct, Chief?
Yeah, working agreement. So
okay. So because of that being in there, we will take action after the executive session. So if anybody watching or hearing or listening, when we come back out of executive session, there will be more business other than just signing documents and adjourning. It is 11:53. I'm thinking the executive session is going to take at least a half an hour. So let's start with 30 minutes. The board and Chief, we can start with, do we need Chief Ward there or not?
oh, let's keep him out.
All right.
He's got enough stress.
I'm sure he's got plenty of great things to do. So let's go ahead and does anyone need a break before we?
Yeah, let's take a couple minutes. I got to get rid of some coffee.
All right. So it's 11:54. Let's reconvene into executive session by 12, and then executive session is slated to come back at 12:30. And the first part of that, at least, will be the board and the fire chief.
We're back on. We're back live.
All right, so we have reconvened from executive session and we need to extend another, let's go another 25 minutes. So, or it's 12:32 now. Let's say we'll be back at 1 o'clock. We don't, we don't, we don't use that term hazing here.
We're
Chief.
live. We're live.
All right, we are back on. It's 12:57. I apologize for being 3 minutes early. We've taken enough of everyone else's time. We are reconvening after our executive session, and I promised that we would take action. We have a contract for a division chief of operations that needs to be approved by the board. So I would entertain a motion to approve the contract for division chief of operations as presented by the fire chief.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, chief, for the record, you are recommending.
Yes. Recommend this employment agreement for John Ehrenholtz, who will be the hopeful division chief of operations as of November 1st. This would be his working agreement.
All right. Any questions, comments, discussions? I'm extremely happy that this is going to provide some relief to your office, chief. I know that it's going to put some more strain on the line personnel, but this is something we've been talking about for a couple years, and it's just got to get done. And I'm glad we had an internal candidate that is willing, capable, and I think it's just that next step that we keep trying to make this place a better place. So thank you for taking the time and effort in getting this before us. Anyone else? Comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, chief, and congratulations to Captain Ehrenholtz. I look forward to some new and great things from him. All right. We have documents to sign. Jenny, how do you want to handle mine? Do you want to have approval to stamp them?
I do not believe I can stamp the certain ones, and I'll just hold on to them for you when you get back.
So we have a quorum for everything else.
And we have a quorum for everything else, so that's fine.
Okay, well, whatever it is that I need to do, I'm sure you will let me know. So I appreciate that. Is there any other business that anyone has before the board, from the board? If not, I will move to adjourn the meeting. Requires a second.
Second.
Thank you.
Y'all just want to stay.
All in
No, we
favor?
want to stay here.
It's been
You guys want to
seconded a
go
couple
home?
times. Yeah.
It's been moved and seconded, and the meeting's adjourned at 1 p.m. Thank you, everyone. And don't leave until you sign the documents.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks, Bruce.